guys, I'm Heidi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a book haul. I don't really buy physical books that often, but occasionally I go through book buying binges where I'm buying a number of physical books simply because I like having them and I like to treat myself. These I bought online and most of them are here now, so I thought I would show them to you. First, I've got Harrow the Ninth by Tamsyn Muir. This is the sequel to Gideon the Ninth, which is basically a murder mystery with necromancers in space. This one follows Harrow, who went through some difficult and dramatic stuff in the first book in order to become a very powerful and immortal servant to the Emperor. And in this one, she is trying to keep it together and survive aboard the Emperor's haunted spaceship. Then I've got Grimoire by Robertson. Robertson is the author of The Long Take, which is a narrative poem that was shortlisted for the Booker Prize in 2018. It tells the story of a young Canadian who has come back from World War II. He's suffering from PTSD and he's wandering through various US cities. It was very, very atmospheric and sort of noirish, and I really loved it. This is a collection of poems inspired by Scottish folktales. I'll read you a bit of the blurb. From one of our most powerful lyric poets, this is a book of curses and visions, gifts both desired and unwelcome, characters on the cusp of their transformation, whether women seeking revenge or saving their broken children, or men trying to save themselves. Haunting and elemental, Grimoire is full of the same charged beauty as the Scottish landscape, a beauty that can switch with a mere change in the weather to hostility and terror. It sounds amazing. It features quite a lot of Scottish Gaelic words and place names as well. Here's a fun fact about me. I could probably read something in Scottish Gaelic if I reacquainted myself with the vocabulary and made use of a dictionary. I used to study it at university. My actual degree is in something else, but I studied Scottish Gaelic for fun, and I could hold a conversation, but I've forgotten a lot now, obviously, but it still very much holds a special place in my heart. So yeah, very excited to get to this. Next is Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. I have no idea what this is about, but there were people in the Genre Raiders book club who were raving about it, and I think Jessica also picked it up and ended up liking it. So I was quite intrigued and I decided to just go for it and buy it. All I know is that it takes place in an alternate reality, but other than that, I have no clue. Then I've got Hollowpox by Jessica Townsend, and look at this cover. It's absolutely beautiful. And look on the inside as well. Look. Oh, I love it. This is the third book in the Nevermore series. It's middle grade and it's possibly one of the best middle grade series I've ever read. In the first book, we follow a young girl called Morrigan Crow, who was born on Eventide, the unluckiest day, and she is cursed and she is blamed for all sorts of misfortunes, and she's also doomed to die on her 11th birthday. But then a man named Jupiter North arrives and he saves her from hounds and hunters on horseback who are made of smoke, and takes her away to Nevermore, which is a secret and magical city. And since this is the third book now, it is a continuation of where the story left off in the second book. People are comparing it to Harry Potter a lot, and yes, there are similarities, but it's not so much the similarities in plot that I would want to point out, but the feelings it evokes. I felt like I was 9 or 10 years old, again, reading Harry Potter for the first time, and not wanting to stop reading, even though it was way past my bedtime because I loved it so much. So yeah, I'm hoping the third book is just as good as the first two. I've then got The Tenant of Wildfell Hall by Bronte. I've read Jane Eyre and Wuthering Heights before, but I haven't read anything by Bronte yet. As far as I know, The Tenant of Wildfell Hall deals with some heavy subject matter, and it also makes use of feminist ideas, unusual at that time. I've then got The Moonstone by Wilkie Collins. This is a Victorian sensation novel. I read another sensation novel by Wilkie Collins in September, The Woman in White, and I absolutely loved it. I think Wilkie Collins is easily one of my favorite 19th century authors. The Woman in White was supposedly one of the first thrillers ever written, and The Moonstone is one of the first mysteries ever written, so I'm very, very excited to get to this. And finally, I've got Keyshot by Salman Rushdie. This is a contemporary retelling of Don Quixote, which I have actually read from start to finish. I read it earlier this year and I really liked it, so I'm really hoping that I will like Quichotte as well. I also bought the immensely popular The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab, but it hasn't arrived yet, so I can't show it to you. This is a story about a young woman who makes a deal with the devil, but then she is forgotten by everyone until 300 years later when she meets someone who remembers her. So yeah, still waiting for that one to arrive. So these were all the books that I bought recently. Let me know if you've read any of these. I hope you've enjoyed your autumn as well. It's been so beautiful over here, so colourful, and it's only snowed once, so we've had a lovely autumn. We're entering a period of near constant darkness now. It's like you wake up and you turn on the lights and then you keep them on until it's time to go to sleep again, because the clouds are so thick in the morning and then it gets dark in the afternoon already. So it's quite dark and gloomy, but I have to say I like the aesthetic of it. So anyway, I hope you're all well. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!